You are in direct violation of Article 5, Section 3. This unauthorized padlock must be removed immediately, or we will impose the maximum fine.
A stranger dropped a bright orange traffic cone right across my driveway entrance at 6:49 a.m., then snapped a photo like he'd just solved a crime. My tires crunched gravel as I braked, and the smell of fresh lawn fertilizer hit my nose hard enough to make my eyes water. Behind him, the bored lady stood with her clipboard and a smug little grin, like she was watching her favorite show. This is a dramatized story, but the HOA tactics are real. I wasn't trying to throw a party. I was trying to leave for work. But they were acting like my driveway was public property they could close whenever they felt annoyed. One plain fact made my chest tight: if I couldn't get my car out, I could miss my shift and lose money I actually needed. I stepped out and asked, "What is this?" The bored lady pointed at my front yard and said, "You're in violation." I asked, "Of what?" She said, "Landscaping obstruction." I looked at my yard. It was grass. Normal grass. She then said, "Until you comply, you are not permitted to move vehicles through this area." Like she was the mayor of my driveway. A neighbor watering flowers froze, then slowly turned the hose toward the ground, pretending they didn't hear a word. I went to the office at 9:00 a.m., wearing my "please be reasonable" face. The lobby smelled like cinnamon spray and warm printer plastic. The receptionist kept repeating, "Submitted online." I asked for the rule in writing. She slid me a blank form and said, "Fill this out." I asked for an emergency contact. She said, "We don't do emergencies." When I walked out, the bored lady was already outside on the sidewalk, waiting like she had nothing better to do than ruin mornings. So I stopped arguing and started building a clean record. Timeline item 1: September 2nd at 6:49 a.m. Driveway entrance blocked with cone while board member filmed and claimed violation. I took photos from my porch, from the street, from inside my car. I filmed the cone, the bored lady pointing, and the other guy taking pictures. I emailed the association the same day, asking for written proof of authority to block access, plus the exact section they claimed I broke. They ignored me, which was kind of perfect. I lined up photos, emails, and call logs in a binder. I printed my property survey and the community rules that talked about fines, not barricades. Then I sent a certified letter to the management company and the board demanding they stop interfering with access and preserve all camera footage related to my home. Still no response. Just more cones, twice in 1 week, like we were starting a weird driveway carnival. At that point, I didn't need drama. I needed a lawful stop button. I filed a request for emergency relief at the local civil court office, the kind that makes everyone suddenly take you seriously. I didn't exaggerate. I showed the photos, the emails, and the repeated blocking. I explained the harm in simple words: I can't leave my property when they do this. A clerk stamped my packet and told me a judge would review it the same day. 2 days later, a process server delivered papers to the association at the clubhouse, and the tone changed instantly. The bored lady's smile disappeared so fast it was almost funny. A neutral hearing officer scheduled a quick conference and told them, on the record, to stop blocking access while the case was pending. Suddenly, the cones vanished. The landscaping obstruction story died quietly, like a bad joke nobody wanted to repeat. The next week, my neighbor finally walked over and said, "I saw what they did. I'm glad you didn't yell." I just nodded and watched my kid ride a bike in circles on the driveway, free and safe. I didn't win by screaming louder. I won by using the one thing bullies hate more than accountability: paperwork that forces them to behave.